The ninth day, it's
Ninth day, it's over.
there's no Chanukah Jenny.
You could lie, but no problem.
Unless your name is Charlie Buttons, as we spoke about the other day. Milel Shrishin Veilach Mavorach Shtayim. From the second night, you make two brachas, lahadik shos anisim. Vevorach kol brachas kedem sheyatzich lahadlik. You should make all the brachas before he starts lighting. Mishal lahidlik veinu asa lahadlik boisei laila v'gam eim adlikim labalai b'ter beise. A person he didn't lit, he's not going to light, and they're not lighting for him in this house. All three chesronis. He didn't light. He's not planning to light. Doesn't have a house, whatever. He doesn't have candles.
We're not talking about a bocher over here.
Right, that it's gonna light. He didn't light, and he's not gonna light. V'gam em adlikim b'ter beise. They're not lighting for him in his house. All three chesronis. So then, kishadoy ne'echanik mevar shas anisim. V'lay rishim mevar gam shechionu. V'machkach b'lal sheni o b'shlish b'lahadlik eine chayze mevar shechionu. V'achkach she'idlik ha'maneret salolo ha'madlikim al ha'chuz v'al nisim al neflos. Oh, what? Zeh choshev.
Yeah.
We're still in Chanukah. You're already in Chamishas of B'Shvat. We're still in Chanukah. Yaschil lahadlik ner. Oh, achar she'idlik ha'maneret salolo ha'madlikim al ha'chuz v'al nisim al neflos. The Yaschil lahadlik b'leil l'rishin gam b'nera ha'yoytzi yamini. He should start the first night with the right in the menorah. Here, if this is the menorah, he should stand here and he should put the candle in the right side, on the right side. But al shenik shemoisef ne'erechab samach lo yaskil av yivarach ala noisef shehu yoisef smoli kedei lihafnes liyamin v'chem lo shlishik sheyoisef eidechab samach v'tonis v'rishonis yaskil b'noisef v'bo yaskil abrach kevach avyiv na l'tzad yamin. Came by Laila Nimcha Shatamid Mavarach al Nosef Shemoid al Nes Sherebet Esefes Ayomim Netoisef Hanes. This is the Meshit of the Machaber. I think today everyone does it this way, even though the Pesung in the Mishnah Brura that really the Gra is different, the Mashal is different, and there's the Taz, and everyone holds different. But the Poil, the Sfardim obviously do it this way because that's the way the Machaber says. But I don't know of anyone that does it differently than this way. So I think the whole sugi is almost mute. Because today everyone does it this way. Really, if in a way, this is a funny way of learning. The Gemara says, "Kol pina shatapoina lo yapoina el yamin." That whenever you have to turn somewhere, you have to go to. You should turn to the right.
That's when the Columbury name is
no, Tomei. So I remember I was a little boy. My mother had a baby, and we were walking to Downstate Hospital, and we came to a fork in the road. And we didn't know where to go with a cousin. And we said, oh, let's go to the right. And then we fablunged for a few hours. So it turns out, what does it mean you're supposed to turn to your right? So according to the Shulchan Aruch, it means you go from the left towards the right. You start from the left and you're turning to the right. Not that you turn to the right. From the left to the right. Yes, exactly. Like Friday night. Chabad does it. But you know, this is a very difficult question. What does it mean to the right? So according to the Mechaber, which I think everyone does today, the menorah that way, it's not even to describe it. You know what you do in Chanukah, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what everyone does. The Gerot doesn't all the way, the Mashal doesn't all the way. The Mishnah Brura doesn't have a sheet on it. It says you can do this way, you can do this way.
Munkach.
Yeah, Munkach is different. How do they do?
It's Friday?
Goes the other way. What I remember.
From left?
We'll learn the other shittas.
Does anybody do all 8 on the first night?
That's the Shalmei. There you go. That's a big trouble.
Oh yeah.
The Gemara says, the Mishnah says that Tartan did once like the Shammai, and he almost got punished. You don't start up. You don't do whenever there's a machlok the Shammai will. You don't get involved because that's bad news. Okay. So really, the question is, what does it mean to turn to the right? So just like Benja just mentioned, that Friday night you see some people turning, so you're supposed to turn to the right. So what does it mean I'm turning to the right? Some people think turning to the right means like this, because I'm turning to my right side.
Right.
Some people, that's not right, exactly. So, but the other people, they do really like the Mechaber, they're turning this way. Even though they're turning left, but they're going towards their right. What does it mean, you mean? Some say, what do you mean? You have a right hand? Turn right.
Right.
The other one says, no, you got to turn to your left side. Now you're going towards your right. It's funny.
So I don't know.
It's the opposite.
People can. There's no other says no. There's you need this and this. Everybody know where a person live. So the guy said, okay, come to me in the car, show me where you live. So he goes, so should I make a right or left? So I don't know. This way.
UPS always goes to its the opposite way. They don't make lefts actually.
No.
They'll go around. That's their policy.
Uh-huh.
Because there's less accidents that way. There's no accidents when you're driving and you go
To
you make a left turn.
Okay.
Also, the Lavush has opposite for sure.
Right.
So
So
when you
this
go-
we're going to learn.
No,
We'll learn this is the Lavush is the other shit.
Yeah.
Is that? Okay. Okay. Let's learn the Mishnah Brura inside. Shmuel, you heard yesterday I was talking about the pizza and the mitzvah things? On the big cooler. Okay. Pizza and the mitzvah things.
Still one time I was davening, the Kocha told me, he was in the morning, he says, but my life, I had a date on Hanukkah, and I need to take out to eat, but remember, hey, 1 second, I have to light the menorah. The mitzvah tank pulled over next to the restaurant. I went, I went to eat.
You made a broth, you made a broth in the middle, yeah?
The point is, like, Chabad said, because it was the date, and
He decided he's going to eat and sleep there. Then was Nimblach.
you're not allowed to eat when I light the menorah, and he has a date. What did she do?
And they're still married?
Happily married.
Hashem. Okay. Let's read it quick. Mishnah Brura. First, I'm skipping the first one. Whatever we said, that there's two girses. Here. The Gemara v'chal ha'pois k'misan there. Shel Chanukah v'kesem ha'shal. Ach shekosov shem shel Chanukah v'lo shel Chanukah shnei milam oilam eim noig al ha'akpid b'zman hazeh v'lo b'zman hazeh yonam ha'lamed b'chidik v'lo b'patach. Not Lazman or Lizman. We spoke about it already last week. Sfardim say, and Chabad also says lahad l'knei Chanukah,
Right.
and the Ashkenazim say lahad l'knei shel Chanukah. As we spoke about it last week at great length, that it makes the Meforshim say it makes more sense to say lahad l'knei Chanukah. Shabbos we say lahad l'knei shel Shabbos. Okay.
But here, what? Just like us?
Oh, thank you.
Like us? Oh, thought you were going to eat.
Okay.
Packing a uniform.
Oh, what?
But why that in the here it says Ladik Nechan
You need one or two.
Looks like
What do you say? Shmulik, you said that?
Ladik Ner,
Yeah.
not Shell. Ladik Ner.
Right. That's
Mistake.
it. Funny. No, I think it's bediuk. I think the Mechaber meant the bediuk. I think the Mishnah Brura didn't catch on to it. He says, "V'gemara v'chol ha'pois k'nisa ner shel Chanukah," but
Oh, you didn't pay attention. They don't say the word Shell.
yeah, he didn't pay attention. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm going back a little bit because I want to do the whole summon in one knack. If he remembers after he already lit the menorah, he can't make the bracha. He can't make any more the bracha afterwards. Which bracha are you talking about? Shechionu. Shtayim lahad v'esnisim nezda chol yom isa. Sherikol hashman idliku min hapach. Every day there was another miracle with the oil. Koinam l'shiyatzch l'hadlik the ba'ina she'abrachas evelas yosam. We need the bracha to be before. Liknei Chanukah v'shachach l'varach l'hadlakasa. But Hakadosh Shidduch Kula Niske they're lying like Beirach. He lit 4 candles the last night of Chanukah. Then he remembered, oh, I did bracha. Yesh l'varach kol ha'brachas. You can still make all the brachas. Shuvas Rebakive Eger Madura Tinyana Simen Yud Gimel. This is the tshuva we learned last night. If you already lit all of them, then you can't make the bracha because he only said because of the tzira for a few reasons. But once you already lit, he says not to. Last time when we learned that this is where we got to, and someone asked a question that there's a contradiction. Before he said in Sifkot and Beis that after you were madlik, you can't make the shechiono. And here he says that you after you lit, you could make the shechiono. So I answered that that it depends within the half hour or after the half hour. Right. So I looked, and I found Taka that Tzitz Eliezer says this question and this answer. So whatever, it's nice to see that you're going on the right road. Weiter, Sifkot and Hay, in general, there's 3 shittas over here. The Gemara says Haroy Chanukah makes a bracha. So some shittas hold in the Rishonim. That means everyone agrees if you're already lit, there's not.
You already made the bracha.
Yeah, you already made the bracha. Anyway, the Gemara says Amadlik and Haroyas. So the so Sifkot and Hay. So one shitta says if you're if you're still gonna light, if you didn't light yet, you should already make the bracha she'asa nisim shechiyanu.
Somebody else.
Yeah, the other shitta says no. If you're gonna,
Like Abdullah, you're gonna do it in the house.
you do it. But what happens if they're madlik on you bebeisai? Then you should make it. The third shitta is no, it has to be loydolak veini also lahadlik ve'madlikin lo bebeisai, which is that's the shit that he brings to Shulchan Aruch. He didn't light up to now. He's not planning to light, and no one lit for him in the house. And mamish nothing.
He's not going to light. Also.
Yeah, 3 things. He didn't light. He's not gonna light, and no one's lighting for him in his house. He doesn't have. He doesn't have candles. Maybe like the shittas we'll talk about that he doesn't have a person that's a person that's homeless. Does he light him or not? It depends if the chiv is in the bias or not. So if you hold that a person who's homeless doesn't have a chiv menorah, shaila is if it's a chiv in the bias, a chiv in the person, or both. And this is we'll talk about in a second. So if you hold that the chiv is has to have a bias and the person is homeless, so that's what we're talking about. Huh? If you hold it, you must have a bias. This is something we're going to get into. The Achronim or flesh it out. It's not so clear that you could. I see, sometimes the Bochum they go Miftzayim, so they see especially a homeless guy. So you know what? They sit on the park bench and they make the bracha with him. So it's a little questionable. It's not so posh.
He could have given this money.
Yeah, exactly. The main thing that he gets is
the donut. That's what he wanted.
They know so lahatlik by selai lavdim hadlik achikach lo yavarach rid. Given you yavarach achikach lad loka. Agame madlikin yesh poiskim the sabri. Afilo yodei. This will be your machlok is big machlok is rishonim. Yesh poiskim the sabri. Afilo yodei shematlim babeise. Given the bats meine madlik. V'game ne mishtat machem bepriti. If even if he knows that they're madlik in his house, but he's not being madlik, or he's not mishtata bepriti, tzorach lavarach al ha'ri'iyah lahoides alanes v'gam lavarach ha'shechianu. M'kom hakem ene kedai lasis ken l'maisa the sofek brachas lahok. Look now at Tess in the Sharatzim Mordechai. V'ayim be'er agresh kosel lach much gam erashi shem kosamide v'ayim eliab shevekot kam rishonim l'savri ha'achim shalok edas ataz v'kosel das Mordechai yichido. This Mordechai, we're going to see in the next simon, they try to marginalize this shita. But you see later in the Shulchan Aruch does paskin like the shita. It's a little bit of a steed in Shulchan Aruch. The Mordechai has an interesting shita. Mordechai says, it sounds from the words of the Mordechai there's two dinim. That the mitzvah of Chanukah is both. It's the mitzvah of Chanukah is on the house and on the person. So if his wife already lit for him in the house, that's nice. So he discharged the mitzvah that's on his house. He has a chiyuv in his house. It should be a Chanukah menorah. Pesach was good, but there's also a mitzvah on him to be moeded to the Eibishter for the miracle. He has to be moeded to the Eibishter for the miracle. It's interesting. There's even a Rogatsh who says that a Roy Chanukah, when he makes the bracha Shas Nisim Lavasenu, is not because of the finding the oil. Shas Nisim Lavasenu that they won against the Greeks. It's a different Shas Nisim. What are the Keshidish that the Shas Nisim, Haroy of Chanukah and Amadlik is a different. Amadlik is a Shas Nisim that they found the Pach Hashemen and it lasted for 8 days instead of one.
The same bracha, but
The same bracha, that this is
Kavana for that.
yeah, it's a ganz andere Sache. Anyway, back to the Mordechai. The Mordechai says that there's two chiyuvim. There is the chiyuv in the house. Okay, so my wife looked at menorah in the house. That's great, but I have to think my life was saved. The Jewish people were saved. It was a big miracle.
Yeah.
So but he holds it no that you have to make the bracha. So therefore, you go and you go look at the menorah and you make the bracha. Now, at this point, it looks like the Mordechai shit is pushed away. As we'll see, the next simon that the Mordechai is not so pushed away. It's not the here he's so the Bachtaka holds like the Mordechai, but later you'll see in the next simon he does bring the Mordechai laloch. So it's a stira. Some say, oh well, we don't pass like the Mordechai, but it's complicated. But for sure, that's what I was saying yesterday. If a person was not there when they lit the menorah, they should try to light the menorah themselves. That's why it's always kedai that the person should light his own menorah. That's why it's always kedai the person should light his own menorah. Because if you were not there when they lit the menorah, to go now and make the bracha ala nisim, it's a machloikis rishonim. And it's a machloikis hapoiskim, so it's a safek brachas. But if you want to go light a menorah, go light it. Go light the menorah, that's it. What's the problem? Okay, continue. ואין חויזס זין משום דלוי ברך מאתמול כשנאנדס בין באתמול לא ברך כלל משום סמחלישתי שמדלקס בבייסק ומד מוכח מדבר מחבדים משתמדלקס בתוך בייסק חוש כמו שידלו בעצמי כן אם בובל שני לבייסק ומדלק אין צר לברך בחשריון. The Mishabur is saying that if in the first night his wife lit the candles for him, so then she made the shechion. It's as if he made the shechion, or the next night he doesn't make shechion. Okay. After shidluk neredishin shuikar emer aneres alol v'higmer adlokas boit shema aneres. V'nusach aneres yishloishim v'shev tevis keneged aneres shel Chanukah. Avad elu shnei tevis aneres alolu klem aneres alolu heim shloishim v'shesh ad kaloshim nerashal. Shnei tevis aneres alolu yishmoina oisus remes l'shmoina semei Chanukah b'chomakam mishanoig loimer aneres alolu after shidluk kol nami shapridami. I think that's what everyone does today. He brings that there's two minhagim. One minig is
After the first candle.
after the first candle. Right after you light one candle, you start saying your name. It's Neder Salalu. The other opinion says that you wait, if it's the 8th night, you wait after you do all 8 candles. As if we spoke about this already, I think there's a poshta pshat to explain the machloikis. We said that is the pshat is when we light 8 candles, is it a hidur, a chelik of the chefza? Because I'm announcing to the world it's the 8th night of Chanukah? Or is it that, no, one candle is the mitzvah, and the rest is, Ma'ala Makodesh, it's always good. In Judaism, you always have to go Ma'ala Makodesh. It's in the Gavra. So if you say it's in the chefza, so you're in the middle of why are you singing songs while you're doing the mitzvah? Finish lighting the 8 candles, finish the mitzvah, then you sing songs later. But if you say that one candle is the real mitzvah, the rest is only I hid it in the Gavra, Ma'alam B'Kodesh, Poriachag, it's nothing to do with Chanukah. So you lit one candle, it's very nice, you did the mitzvah. Now start singing an Eres Halalu.
Right. The Gra holds top of you like the first candle. Always.
We'll get there in a second.
Same idea, same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody holds up.
Right. Now we're going to get to the Gra. Now the music starts. Yaschil v'vorach ala noisav. Ein chiluk beit shmaniach mimin. La Pesach and Sheminiach Mismoil La Pesach. Tamid Yaschil Abrocha Banera Noisav. Turn the page to page Kuf Mem Hey. Here, give me this. Over here. Right? Yeah. Right over. Right over here. Mishnah Berurah. Thank you. Ubein Sheminiach Mismoil. I don't care where you put it. Tamid Yaschil Abrocha Banera Noisav. Beis Yosef. That's what the Beis Yosef says. That's what
we don't do it.
that's what we do. Exactly what we do.
We do the focus and then we stop.
Yeah. But he's saying,
We say here,
Tamid. No. He's saying, Tamid, which one do you light? You take the shamish,
right?
and which is the one you light? You every night.
So after you light the first one and then you make the one for the second one. No.
No. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, Lamazon, it's the eighth night of Hanukkah. Right. That's what he's saying. Exactly. Tamid Yaschil Habrocha Banera Nois means that it's a funny lashon, but it means to say when you finish the bracha, the first candle you light is the Neir HaNoisef, which is exactly what we do. This is what we do. Oh, now the music starts. ואם מניח הנרס בשמאל הפסח, צורך להדליק גם כן תום התחילה הנרס סמוך לפסח, ומוילך המדליק משמאל לימין דוד. So long tshuva Tumas Adeshin. It's a machloik is a bnei Rhinus, a bnei Österreich, the people on the Rhine, which is the German Jews, and the Yidden in Austria. A machloikas. If you go from right to left, left to right, this was no machloikas. And the way we are learning the Tumas Adeshin, basically, instead in the Rhine, in Austria, they weren't scared to have mezuzahs on the door, but in the Rhine, they were very scared to have mezuzahs on the door. So if you have a mezuzah on your door, you put the menorah on the left side. But if you don't have a mezuzah on your door, you put the menorah on your right side. So he said he had to do because in Germany they were scared to put mezuzahs. The going would come rip off the mezuzahs. In Austria, they were not. The going were a little better in Austria.
What year was it that you were saying?
This is 1400s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Tumas Adeshin is maybe a little later, 14. Yeah.
Wow.
So basically, so if the menorah, this shita holds like this, you're always going. You always have to go. You have to be. The Gemara says betefach hasamach lepesach. So it's hard for you to understand what I'm saying because we are always putting the menorah. This is the doorpost. We're always putting menorah like this. They didn't put the menorah like this. Why was Shefreg and Ananda Kasha? Why? Because they probably do it outside their door, and the doorpost wasn't that big. But the bottom line is they were putting the menorah like this. They were putting there's 8 branches of the menorah. So one branch was betefach hasamuch lepesach. The next one was 2 tvachim, 3 tvachim. The 8th candle was 8 tvachim away from the Pesach. The Gemara says you should light betefach hasamuch lepesach. So you go like this, and if your menorah is here, so you go like this. That's it. So that's the second mahalach. That you always never mind about Yeminu Smoil. Who cares about Yeminu Smoil? In the Beis Hamikdash, we'll talk about Yeminu Smoil. You always have to start betefach hasamuch lepesach. Again, this is the doorpost. They put the menorah like this, so you have to start with the candles closest to the doorpost. And then you work your way this way. If you start this way, by the doorpost, and you work your way this way. That was this. Kamavid, kamad, ovid, ovid, kamad, ovid. You can do this way, that way. Whatever you do is good. Matoy v'nochen. There's a good eitzah. B'yochel l'sada kulam b'techal ala pesach. Shia kulam shavim b'tefach hasamach l'pesach. Okay. There's a trick. If you wanted to all the shit that says the Marshal, this is the doorpost. Put the menorah like this. All 8 candles will be an equal distance from the doorpost. Right. So then you're not going to have the issue. The Gemara says you have to do tefach hasamach lepesach. You're not going to have the problem because all 8 are betefach hasamach lepesach.
Where's the Pesach?
Here, this is the Pesach. This is the doorpost. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you put the menorah like this,
outside the doorpost.
So yeah. So all 8 candles are equal distance.
Yeah.
All eight. So now you could go call Pina Shatapoina You point him yamin. You could do the mila of going from yamin.
Such a big doorpost, it's such a big doorpost.
Or a narrow menorah.
Or now,
Yeah,
exactly.
Look over here.
Right,
So let's say let's say this is the doorpost. You want
Right.
in the right side,
right.
or the left side. Let's say this is the width of the doorpost.
Alright.
So it's a
You can have a-
wide menorah. If it's not a regular menorah, even the last candle, each one is kind of like within a tepach.
Right.
But if it's
But-
a very narrow doorpost, then
Yeah,
Depends how narrow it is.
then what do? You put candle one or candle
Make
eight?
sure you have a thick enough doorpost or a skinny enough menorah. One of the two. Make sure ain't from the beta. So that's what you should do in order to have everyone happy. Anyway, the Mishnah Berurah finishes off. Ach nizor shliftach hapesach hames achatzer church and is dolkim klechab baruch ay mash kasam the beer aloch das ataz binyan zeh.
Funny that they were afraid to like the equipment business, but they were not afraid to like murder.
I guess because they were sitting there for a half hour. It's a fair line. A mezuzah is 24/7 a whole year, and the menorah they were sitting there and watching it.
Wow.
So the truth is in the Mishnah Berurah the Be'er Halacha it says there's three opinions. It's not really three opinions. There's two opinions. What does it mean you're going derech yamin? What does it mean you're going derech yamin? Like I said before, we're dancing boi v'shalom, right? So some people say this is derech yamin. Look, I went right. The other people say no, you're not. This is not your right. If you're turning left, you're turning towards your right. This way is really the halacha aloyta machaber and the Shulchan Aruch.
this way.
And this way. And this is the way we saw the Rebbe doing.
Yeah.
But most of the Ashkenazi poskim,
Yes,
but the Ashkenazi poskim are not convinced that way. The Taz, the Lavush, they say, "Boy, but they're going crooked." You're telling me I should go to the right, and you're turning to the left. They say, "No, you go to the right." So that's how they have the machloikis with the menorah. So are we going from the left to the right, or are we going from the right to the left? What does it mean we're turning? So these are the two shittas. Then you have that middle shitta, which is forget about going from the right to the left. Who's talking about going right? You have to be betefach hasamuch lepesach. So for this, the Mashal says, oh, you know what? Get a contractor that'll bring you a big doorpost that'll be wide enough for the whole menorah, or put your menorah on a diet, and then it'll be a slim enough menorah that it'll fit by your doorpost, and then all the candles will be equal distance from the doorpost.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue Mishnah Berurah. If you're doing by the window, what should you do? This is according to the Shulchan Aruch. Called the Yarchik Esatzme Letzad Smol Beisad Loka. Kedei Sheyivga Boy Chila. Like Sarach Lavar La Mitzvahs. Okay, for me, I'm a lefty. It's totally not a problem. I don't have this problem. You guys have a problem. Let me explain what he's saying. I'm a lefty. So this is one time I don't have a problem. Let me show you. Oh, so we don't have a problem. If you go in the Mechaber Shita, think about the 8th night of Chanukah, right? So you make a bracha. So you take your left hand and you start lighting. You were never mavir in ala mitzvahs. But if you're righty, it's funny, I'm supposed to do. If you're righty, so you made a bracha.
You
Hadik Chanukah.
go all the way.
You were mavir ala mitzvahs. So then you should put the menorah like, and you should stand, when you make the bracha, you should stand like this.
Learn to work it.
Because usually, so you should stand like this. And then you won't have a problem. That's what the Mishnah Berurah is saying. So you can't explain it without
It's all
standing
one
up and
mitzvah.
showing.
It's all
Huh?
one mitzvah. It's really all one mitzvah. man.
He considered it as a yemavit in ala mitzvahs
Yeah.
because yeah, it's considered maybe yemavit in ala mitzvahs. They learn it also in the base of mikdash. Okay, huh? Right, exactly. So before to be all that way, exactly.
And the Midrash we said that the way the Kohen coming into the menorah, being his right side, is facing is
This whole thing, what you remember, this was very negaya because the Rebbe had a whole mahalach how the Kohen is walking in. If he's walking this way, he's walking in the base. Also, there's 3D usually you're not standing between your doorposts. The Rebbe has a whole chiddush about how the Kohen is walking. Where were the 3 steps? This here or here?
Right.
Anyway, not to confuse it. We'll get back to the menorah in the base of mikdash. Huh? In the Rishimis, remember? Shmulik remembers. If you hold like the Yeshem, which is the Gra and the Rashal, Yivarach Tamid al Neir Rishon Shikra Mitzvah. Needed the Bazeh Yamid al Neir Rishon L'tzad Smoil. V'achkech b'chol yom Moisa v'hoylech L'tzad HaYamin. That the V'adloketi Tamid b'Neir She'omed b'tzad HaSmoil. V'poina v'hoylech L'tzad HaYamin. I hear what he's saying, but I disagree. He's saying that. Never mind what he's saying. First, I want to tell you what I think the emes is according to the Gra and the Rashal. He's making it complicated for no reason. The Gra says that I don't care. The Gemara says there's a rule. When you have kol poina shat poina, tia poina liyamin. So now we have machlokes. What does it mean? You're going towards left, or you're going from right. So the machaber, which most of us go like the machaber. So we hold that you go from left to right, and limin. And I don't think that the Gra is arguing the Mashal has no problem with that. They just said there's another problem that overrides that. That if the menorah, this is the doorpost, and the menorah is like this. Here's the doorpost, and the menorah is here. So you always have to light the candle that's closest to. So you always have to go like this. You have to start here, and go. The menorah is here. You have to start B'tefach HaSamach HaPesach and you work your way like this. Says the Rashal, you know what? Have your doorpost built a little thicker, and then all of them are equally away from here. And I think what the Gra meant was, now you could do exactly like the Machaber. Now you can do exactly like the Machaber, that you'll start the menorah like we're doing. You start the menorah here, the first candle, second, third, and when you light, you go from the left to the right. And that's what. So basically, that the Mashal and the Gra.
But they have a house when they light the menorah on a chair. The door was stuck in a small one like this, very narrow one.
Could have had a pretty small menorah, yeah. The thing is like this. Sometimes you can't look if there's multiple. There's a lot of boys in the family, so
You have this big menorah.
how could you? You can only make shalom between the shittas if you learn like me.
One menorah.
You have one menorah.
That's it.
You have one menorah. But as soon as you have a father and 3-4 sons, what are you going to do? So you're going to put a table like this. So you're going to have one menorah here, one menorah here. So according to the Gra,
The one on the left side, the one on the left side.
Shimon are going to do the opposite.
Exactly.
Reuben starts here and Shimon starts here.
Right.
It'd be funny.
Yes,
They do it the other way. It'd be like,
yes.
if you ask the Gra, Reuben and Shimon, Yankele and Berla will do it the opposite ways. Because you always have to start with the candle that's closest to the doorpost. Right? So I think if you ask the Gra, and there's Yankele and Berla, and you have here, Tati's Menorah is in the middle, and you have, so Yankele will start here and go his way here, and Berla will start here and go his way here. That's the way the Gra holds. I don't think anyone does the Gra's Mahalach or the Marshal's Mahalach. I haven't seen you. So you said that you saw the Munkach does different.
I saw in the Young Israel UK, what's his name, Rabbi Rabba.
Yeah.
He goes up here, Guru.
He does up here the Gra.
Yeah, I saw he does up here. Up Rabba.
Why can't he do L'chol Hadayis? Just put it in the shul, or he does it? Because in the shul.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I haven't been there in a number of years.
Where is the light? By
By
the
bar.
village, by the door, by the.
His family's in Yerushalayim.
No, but we light the menorah by the door,
Huh?
by the mezuzah.
I'm talking about
Or
the-
made
the-
or made in the shul.
In the shul's menorah.
Uh-huh.
So made in the shul.
I don't know why the Mishnah Berurah has
I
to
think we
kvetch
got
and
to
make
also.
that the Gra and the Mashal are different than the Machaber. I think that the older the Mashal the Mashal,
Going through things, it's all right.
he doesn't care about Tefach HaSamach LePesach. He just says that it doesn't matter where you're standing. It just has to be that you look at your smile and you're working from your smile to your min. Where you are.
But
Where
when you're doing 360, so it makes sense to say you're going right. But if you're never going 360, you're going just 180, maybe that's not called. And
he still holds that way. That's what he holds. That's what he says it so clearly. He says you always have to look. He says, your right hand. To your left hand. You go from your left to your right. Huh? Yeah, you go from your left to your right. You're always going. Doesn't matter if you're going Tefach HaSamach LePesach, not Tefach HaSamach LePesach. You could be walking the other way from the Samach LePesach. The bottom line is, you look at your nose and you look at the menorah, and you go, left to right. But the Taz says, no, you go right to left. Because, what do you mean? Chshivas of Yamin. Chshivas of Min goes from right to left. Yeah, the truth is the Taz has such a strong taina. Because when they went, that sounds like when they went in the Mesa Mikdash, they went in the Mizbeach, it sounds like it went that way. So the Kohen would go up the ramp, and he would turn towards his right. His body was walking to the right.
But then he went around to the left.
Yeah. Then he went all around.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Taz really, in a way, sounds more. But the Lepoil and the whole Welt does like the Mechaber. The whole Welt does like the Mechaber. But I think that the Gra didn't mean he's making it complicated. All the Gra and the Rashal said is that you have to be next to the doorpost. And the Gemara says, so if your menorah is going to have that one branch, like I said before with Beryl and Yankala, that the father and his two sons, and they're going to go opposite directions, because you have here two menorahs. So one son is lighting from here to here, and one son is lighting from here to here. Because to the Grod and the Mashal, the biggest thing is that you have to be B'tefach HaSamach LePesach. But if you put your menorah and you manage to have it all 8 candles equally, so also the Grod will say, I don't have a position over here. You could like the Mechaber.
But Zman Hazeh might be different because we don't like the street so much. You put nothing in the mall, somebody says we do. Yeah. Nowadays, if we don't light outside, so the
I don't know if it make a difference. The Tefach HaSamach LePesach has nothing to do with that. Tefach HaSamach LePesach is to show. It's to show. That puts a candle B'tefach HaSamach LePesach. It's more to show that I'm not doing it because I need candle, I need light.
Yeah.
If you say Tefach HaSamach LePesach, unless you say Tefach HaSamach LePesach is only for the Rabbim.
But also people light by the window, then you're not so much for Pesach. People light by the window.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, because who puts that? But I guess I have to know B'zman HaShach.
Hanukkah, nobody else.
Who puts candles by the window? I guess I don't know. You're right. Who puts candles by the window? I don't know. They say Goyim by the holiday season. They put, but they're copying us. I don't know. Hard to say. But the Tefach HaSamach LePesach doesn't change. B'zman HaShas, B'zman HaZeh. In other words, even though when the Gemara said Tefach HaSamach LePesach, they meant Pesach Beisel L'chutz, like Lubavitchers who are doing it in the Pesach Shabbat Habayis, but still the din of Tefach HaSamach LePesach doesn't change. And the same thing, Kol Pina Shater Poina Liyamin, for sure doesn't change.
No.
That's Stam Klal in the whole Torah. You call Pina Shater Poina that because we Bechlal have a thing in the world that we want to make the Yamin be goyver on the smoil.
People only drunk, they only make right turns, they don't go left.
That's what Benja was saying before.
But Pilch,
That's
it's stolen.
Huh?
So you can go right. Can't go left.
No, he doesn't take a left turn.
All the way down.
Yeah, take a right to the right.
What they do in study when they drop the other side? What do you do in the story when
I don't know, I remember such a.
Okay, David shall help him. We should be back.
Okay.
Yemin Hashem Nedori Bakoyach. Yemin Hashem Tiratz Oyev. That the Eibishter Yemin should be strong.
Yeah.
That the smash.